always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot woot. Hi everyone, this is Julie from Patchworks, and I am so excited that you are joining us for another Must Sew TV Thursday night. Tonight we are featuring Nebula Block 7 in our We Heart Tula Pink Club. And you can see I'm standing in front of lots of beautiful Tula Pink fabrics and ribbons and kits and threads in the store. So I hope we have a lot of fun. Tonight, our We Heart Tula Pink program happens to fall before the first Tuesday of the month. So do you know what that means? That means that we are sharing our club before Julie Herman has her official release of the Nebula block. So we're going to just share a little bit of our tips and tricks about that, and then we'll be sharing with you the official post that will be going live on the 7th, for Block 7 next Tuesday. So I hope you think that's great. We're also going to talk about how to let the fabric speak and how some simple quilts can work really, really well. And then we're going to take a little bit deeper dive into the quilts for baby and beyond. We're going to have a little bit of a virtual quilt show today, talk a little bit about those beautiful quilts. And then I have so much fabric to show you. So hold on tight. We're going to have lots of fun. Of course, interspersed in there, we're going to have some trivia and some show and tell. So Tammy is at the keyboard today. If you have any questions, make sure to type them, and she'll make sure to ask me so that I can respond to you. Playing along with the trivia, feel free to answer along the way. We will be posting our winners. I'm not going to be doing, I may or may not be able to do a live video with my bandwidth that I'll have available for me for Saturday for our prizes. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's hop on over and take a peek at what units we're going to be using for our Nebula Block 7. So for our Nebula Block 7 here, we have 10 beautiful fabrics. So this is a bonus month for those of you who are playing along with our kit that we're doing, or with our club fabrics. So typically you get 8 fat eighths, and because this month requires 10 fabrics, you are going to be getting bonus fabric this month. Woohoo! We are all about the bonus fabric. So you have the beautiful palms, you have the hexy rainbow here, you have a mineral, you have a tent stripe, you have a wildflower, and then in our greens we have the mineral, a palm, a hexy, a tent stripe, and a wildflower. Now, in case if you didn't know, this is just a fun fact, purple and green is the most popular color combination for Wisconsin quilters. How cool is that? So we are going to be using these colors today. Now, in the pattern here, we are going to be making 2 different units. So we're going to be making a diamond using half triangles, and then we're going to be using 60-degree triangles. So the half triangle, I don't believe we've used in these blocks yet, and we will share how we're going to cut them because this is really important, okay? So, and the reason why I say it's really important is that especially when you're using print fabric, there is directionality, okay? So with our directionality, we are going to have some left half triangles and some right half triangles, and it's really important not to mix them up. For the pattern, also super important is that there's some very specific cutting instructions. So if you are making this exact pattern, please reference your pattern. I can't show you because this is broadcast on social media, and I wouldn't want to have copyright infringement here, but make sure to pay attention to your left and rights. I just picked 2 fabrics here, and so we're only talking about how to cut things. We're not talking in reference to how you might cut them. I mean, exact for the pattern. Okay, we're just talking about cutting triangles. So if we cut them all from once with our bias going this way, that's going to be one way, all this way, going the other way. We want them to be half and half. If we fold our fabric in half, and sometimes we want to, and I know I like to take advantage of efficient cutting, we'd actually be cutting a left and a right at the same time. So to illustrate, I am actually going to do that for you, okay, because I feel like I'm talking crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the edge here, and this is just in general talking about cutting these strips. And I'm going to flip this over. When I'm cutting strips, I like to use the back side so that I don't have to worry about the lines. I don't use the lines to line up. So I'm just using a straight edge here, and I am going to cut my selvage edge off. And then what we're going to do, because I'm right-handed, I'm going to rotate the mat. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut half rectangles. I'm going to line up my top edge and my side edge that I just cut for this unit right here, okay? And you can see maybe if I hold this up that she illustrates what parts of the unit to use for the half triangle. So I'm just lining it up for the size strip that I have cut. It's already nubbed, and I'm going to cut. All right. And then I am going to use the second part. I'm going to line up this edge so we don't have to move the fabric at all. We just move that ruler. Okay, so if you look, the top part here, no matter what side they are, it is the same, okay? But because I have fabric up and down, I've now created a left and a right. So for this particular pattern, you don't want left and rights of the same fabric, okay? So you don't want to stack your fabric like this. What you want to do, okay, because if you had to cut 4 units, you would be very sad because it wouldn't be what was intended. For this pattern, you will want to open it up flat, and we are going to, and once again, you're going to want to look at your very specific cutting instructions so that you cut it properly, okay, out of the piece of fabric that you get. Make sense? Okay, and so we would just continue on here if we cut them singly. All right, so you'll want to, of course, prepare your fabric as you would if you starch. Make sure you starch before you cut your strip. If you don't starch, don't worry about it. And so here I now have 4 identical units. Does that make sense? Okay, now we're going to get fancy. Are you ready to get fancy? I'm ready to get fancy. Let's say you knew you wanted this one and that one to be together for a whole bunch of units. Okay? I can even put my right sides together, right? So I can sew them together. I am going to cut, rotate my mat, come over here, cut, and cut. Okay, so now my pieces are together, and if I were smart, I would even have pins right away so I could pin them and just go straight to the sewing machine. So I hope that helps you with your quest for making this, and you could arrange them as such. As I said, this is not according to the pattern. This was just a combination that I put together here. So don't look at this for how to put the block together. This was just how to make your combo easily. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions yet? No. No questions, says Tammy. So our first trivia question that we are going to share is for the half triangles that we just made. What is the name, and that's in block 7, what is the name of the ruler used in block 7 of the Nebula quilt pattern by Jaybird Quilts? Dun, 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 dun. So that's the one that we just used. All right, so make sure to type in the answers below. Also, you can email me if you are not on Facebook and can't respond and you're just watching it. Let me know, and then we will do our drawing after 5 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, great. And oh, this is the best part. Our trivia winners today are going to be getting one of 3 amazing Tula Pink scrap bundles. Oh, these are so great. So they have a combination of true colors as well as other focal line pieces from, let's say, Curiouser and Curiouser or line work. Maybe there might even be some homemade in there, or if you are lucky, you might even be getting some out of print piece in there. You just never know what might be in our scrap bundles. So fun little scrap bundle for those Tula lovers. Really love it. You don't have to be a We Heart Tula Quilt Club member in order to answer the questions. We want anybody who watches to be able to answer and to be able to play along with us. All right, so that is the block. As I said, we're going to be featuring for you the Julie Herman's content as soon as that becomes available. Continuing on the Julie Herman theme, I want to share with you, we're going to go through and look at a more in-depth some of the quilts that are in this book. It is a really amazing project book, and it says they're for baby, but they're really just great use of the Super Sidekick ruler. Hint, hint, that might have been the answer to the question number 1. And since you already have the ruler, I like you to be able to use it. And these are larger blocks, which also make your projects go together a little bit easier. I know some of you are like, oh my goodness, there's so many pieces in Nebula. Well, there's a lot more repetition in here, and so these projects go together really well, especially because the project, all of the projects are really well engineered. And if you just love these and didn't own the ruler, Julie goes ahead and gives us templates so that you can just make everything you need with just this book. But of course, you want to get the ruler. All right, so I'm just going to hop over here, and then I'm going to show you some beautiful quilts on our virtual quilt show. We'll see how this works today. Frank left us to our own devices today. Oh my goodness. That might be a mistake. We'll never let him leave ever again. I don't know. That's okay. We'll let him go. So, let's put up a quilt here. So the one that I wanted to share with you that really made me think about this particular program is that this quilt right here is super cool, and it is called, dun 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 dun, I should have had the name memorized. This uses that tool, or the same half triangle, but it's just a quilt of one color per block with a background, and so I just think it is super cool. I want to call it Sparkler, but I know that's not the name. Oh goodness. Well, we'll come back to that one. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go in order for me to be able to share with you all of the great projects. How does that sound? I think that sounds fantastic. So the first one that we're going to look at is the big triangle pillow. So sometimes a pillow is just a really great project to do something quick and fun, and this uses just one shape of the 60-degree triangle, and then she shows you simple construction of how to put it together, and she's sharing with you different scales of it as well, which is nice to be able to have something that looks the same done two ways. After you've mastered that, you can go ahead and make another pillow, and this is the zigzag pillow. I think this would be really great if you used it even as a table runner, or you could finish it, of course, as the pillow as recommended. And this is a long pillow. It finishes 12 by 30, and that's just really nice. And if you are thinking baby, I know that sometimes you set, if you're right next to your wee one, you set that pillow next to them to just kind of gently keep them there. Not permanently, that's not safe, but that would be really nice as a small body pillow. Julie posted to social media today, and I was going to grab her line work version, but I didn't. And this one is called Twice the Fun, and you actually make two quilts at once, which is great for twins or making a pair of baby quilts fast, or if you're just making things that you have gifts ready to give. I could see this in school colors, but her version on line work that was online today was really nice. So this finished quilt finishes 36 by 42 and can go together quickly. It uses strip sets with 60-degree triangles. Then, oh, we need a baby picture, don't you think? Because Julie has included all sorts of pictures of her family. Oh, isn't Nate cute? So this particular quilt that we're going to look at here, this is called Rookie of the Year, and it's a circle quilt. And so you can use it on a lap, like in a stroller, or you can use it as a baby playmat. So this circle quilt finishes 38 by 38. If you wanted to finish it as a hexagon, you could make it 38 by 44. And we had shown you earlier this year in a different club using the June Taylor pre-printed batting for the circle tree skirt, how you can convert that into a baby playmat. And one of our dear customers, Patty, she has been making circle playmats for years and years and years. And so it's just really cool to see this trend come full circle. Ha! Full circle, get it? I'm so funny. Okay, So the next quilt, and this is the one that we were talking early on. So this is Twinkle Twinkle. It's not Sparkler, it's Twinkle Twinkle. And we looked at the rainbow version, and it also has a black and white version as well. This simply is same sided half triangle units put together in a hexagon, but there are no Y seams, so it's super cool how it's put together. And you get these little itty bitty stars that all go together. This particular scale finishes at 41 by 50, and I just love how it all works to make that work. So it's really cool, and I can't wait to see you make that quilt. Now we're all about scale. So this quilt here, this is called Cuddles, and Julie had made this one right away in 3 different sizes. The bottom one is the doll size, which would finish 16 by 17. Then you have the baby one, which is the middle one, and that finishes 40 by 44. And then you have the big one, which is 70 by 77. And so that reminds me of when I was quilting for my niece, who's now, oh my goodness, she's all grown up now, and I had made her a whole bunch of different things, and it was I had made her mom a dress and her a dress, and then her little dolly dress, and then I actually made a dolly for the dolly, and that was a little over the top. I call it dolly dollies. So you could even scale it down. I double dog challenge you to make a doll quilt for the doll quilt. And that is 2 different fabrics cut. Then we have Infinity Stones, and let me see if I can find that quilt. I put it in a different order here. This one, Julie actually is using in her Journey to Nebula education program, if you're following her extra credit bonus program, to be able to learn all about her rulers and make everything Julie. And so Infinity Stones, if you finish it as a hexagon, it would finish at 65 by 56, or if you finish it as a square here, as I have shown, it is 56 square. So very interesting finishing something as a hexagon as one of your options. Another hexagon quilt that we're going to look at, and it's time to look at another baby picture. Oh, so cute. This is the Tummy Time All-Star with black background. Now we're going to look at it with a white background here, and so you can see how that hexagon quilt is longer than it is wide, or if you rotated it would be wider than long. And very interesting different shape. It's not hard to bind a hexagon. You would just have a slightly different corner, but I highly recommend playing with that because it's all a very good learning experience to be able to bind different angles. On the hexagon theme, we also have Color Wheel. And so Color Wheel, the way that this is constructed, there are 3 different colors of, or three different, I'm sorry, there are 3, I missed my words. We have 6 colors. It's not 3. I just can't count. See, I just can't count today. So you can play with the color wheel and then there are the different shades within. So, I'm sorry, there's 3 shades within each of the 6 colors. That's what I meant to say. So what you could even do is, if you didn't like solids so much, I'm just going to play on the side here. You could even, like, let's say you wanted your purples, okay? Can we see this here if I put this in right on the side? See, I'm popping in. Okay, so you could play with 3 different prints as your purple if that was something that you wanted to do. So don't feel like you just have to be constrained to solids, because that's what she showed there. Okay, and then we have just a couple more. Oh my goodness, this is just an action-packed book here. So next up we have Gradient. And Gradient is another color wheel quilt, and it doesn't have as large, it's smaller pieces, a little bit more visually interesting, but you still have that shading. You have those 3 colors per 6 different sections of the color wheel. And if you were just over the top, you could even play with it to figure out how to get more colors in there. And then finally we have a Watch Me Grow. That's what she called it. She uses that for her monthly milestone photos, and beautiful simple quilt with different scale of the same shape, and in this case that shape is that 60-degree equilateral triangle, and doing a gradient rainbow color. This quilt finishes 42 by 48. The book is you can't see the book. I've got to show you the book. We're looking at quilts. So the book is Quilts for Babies and Beyond, 12 different projects in there. Great, great, great book. $32. We do have it in stock, and it would work with your Super Sidekick ruler that you have been using for your Nebula. Okay. So now it is time for another trivia question. Want to make sure everybody is awake. So I need to get back in screen here. So we're going to go all the way back. Okay, I'm going to make you think. And this is back to talking about our block 7 of Nebula that we talked about early on. So it's really, really tricky here. There were 3 different types of triangles that we used to make the block, or that we talked about for making the block, and I showed you how to cut 2 of them. Okay? So what are the 3 triangle units? Oh, this is like a PhD level question, okay? 3 different types of triangles used in the Nebula Block 7. So make sure to enter those below to be eligible to win an amazing Tula Scrap Bundle. So remember I told you that we wanted to talk about how to simply use fabric in order to have stunning quilts and results. So we had this quilt as a backdrop before, and yes, I know it's not fair to show you this beautiful quilt that was made with the homemade line that we no longer have in stock, but it's a simple quilt made with 5-inch squares and 2.5-inch strips. We call this Jellying Around. I'm sure it has 80 million other names, and we call it Jellying Around because you take the 5-inch square in here and then you go around the block with the different logs that are 2.5 inches, right? Okay, so on the Free Spirit website, there was this pattern here, which is done with the line work fabric, and it is called Hollow Diamonds Quilt. So we're going to pop over so that you can see this, okay, Hollow Diamonds, and you can see that there's a square with big strips about it, but also then there's a tiny different strip around it, and then it is sashed and it's put on point, and it looks incredibly interesting. But at the same time, it is just squares that are surrounded by strips. So we're going to play with what that looks like. We put together a little board to show you if you had wanted to make it with some of the fabrics from this month. So this is a slightly different size scale. I'm not sure if we captured, Tammy, did we capture the link for this? Probably not. I didn't give her the link ahead of time. Okay, so she's going to find it while we're talking here, and it is free and downloadable from the Free Spirit website. So here it's not a 5-inch square. This is a little bit smaller square, and then we have a little bit chunkier strips here, and then this tiny strip that goes around. But it goes together super easily and is just a very interesting use of fabric. So I always just want to show you different things that you can do for working with fabric to let the fabric shine. And since you could see the pattern in black and white, I just wanted to share with you what it might look like if you used true colors instead. Okay, dun dun dun, look at this. We're like magic sewing. Magic. For anybody watching this first time, I really do know how to sew. We are just doing this for illustration purposes so that you can see how this block would go together. And this stripe is really interesting. I know it might seem shocking to have such bold contrast. I was even thinking about putting some black and white stripe on here like I did last month with our little project where we had a really bold black and white stripe. I'm in love with that black and white 10 stripe. I don't know about you. So this is what that block would look like. Pretty cool. And then if you rotate it on point, dun dun dun. So rotating anything on point can just give it such extra dimension that if you have made a bunch of blocks and you just aren't thrilled with it and don't know what you want to do with it, maybe you want to abandon the project, maybe just take those extra pieces of, or those extra blocks, set them on point, see if it inspires you in any different ways, and it might just give new life to that project. All right, so today's kind of been a Starbucks kind of day. I don't know about you, but like I love Starbucks. And I don't know why I'm sharing this with you, but you know, this is, you know, some of you are saying that you're just missing in-person club, and so you would see me sip on coffee if we were together in person, so I just had to share this with you. And we're going to pause a second, and does anybody have any questions? Somebody should ask a question. So Tammy just said she just added the link on there, and any questions, Tammy? No. No, does Tammy have a question? Tammy doesn't have a question. Okay, so I guess I should just keep on talking then. So what we're going to do is I am going to fill you in. There are some really fun things coming, and if you don't watch Tula, you totally should, because she has a new video every single Tuesday, and she's really just inspiring and teasing you with all sorts of fun new things. And the Solar Flare kit that will be coming this month, I guess it's July, we have a bunch of them coming, and so let us know if you had needed one. It's a foundation piece pattern. The pattern's available only in the kit. I don't have a picture to share with you. It's called Solar Flare. We do have it available here when it will come in, so let us know if you want to be contacted as soon as it arrives. Holiday Homies Flannel is going to be coming this month-ish, and give it a little bit of a window, and that is super cute. It's a reprint of her line from several years ago, done in flannel, that has a crazy dog and duck, and it's just a fun winter party, and a little bit different colors than her traditional palette, but they go really well with the theme of the fabric. So that's super fun, and we'll be carrying that. And then she has some great solids, and there was a little bit of a question of, would the existing solids be replaced by Dragon's Breath collection and unicorn poop collection. No, they are going to continue and expand. And yes, we have all of them on order, and we'll be putting together towers for you. I saw this week that she is releasing a thread box with each of the solids. And so there are, I believe, there's 10 different solids, and, or sorry, 21 different solids, I think, and 20 different spools, because each of the spools are 10 and 10. And so she has some crossover in there. So it's small spools and only the half pack of that. So they're great Tula complements, and they both, or they include as well her 38, 28, 35 Aurifil color, which she loves to use. And then Daydreamer, that's coming. We are getting it. So in case if there's any question at all, since we are committed to the We Heart Tula Pink Club, we for the foreseeable future are getting everything Tula, okay? Everything. So that's really exciting. And all the kits, let us know, because I don't have unlimited access to kits. So I know that I'm getting the Pining for You kit, and we have a few people that have already asked me about it already. So I upped my order so that we could get a whole bunch of those kits to be able to be excited about at the end of this year or early next year. So we have a question, and I'll repeat it as soon as she tells me so that you can hear.
Judy wants to know, what is unicorn poop?
Oh, Judy wants to know what is unicorn poop, because, you know, that's really fun and fabulous. So unicorn poop is a palette of pastel solids that Tula Pink is revealing, and I should have a graphic for you to be able to share with you the colors that are included in there. And so unicorn poop is the light new colors, and then Dragon's Breath are the dark colors. Hopefully I got that right and not backwards. But that is what she's called her palette, which is super fun. And we have another question.
Are we getting Monkey Business Line?
Are we getting the Monkey Business line? The Monkey Business.
From QT.
From QT. We are not getting the Monkey Business line from QT. Right, that's not, and that one's not Tula. But we currently don't get any QT fabrics, not because we don't love them, but because there are only so many shelves in the store, and so we have limited the number of vendors that we're working with to be able to make sure that the fabrics that we do get in, whenever we have questions or concerns or need something, that we make sure that we have more meaningful relationships with the vendors that we work with. Feel free to keep on asking those questions. And now I think we should look at some show and tell, and then we will hop into some new fabric. And oh my goodness, I'm just looking at my new fabric pile, and like we might be here till midnight. So hope you enjoy, but let's take a peek over at our show and tell. And thank you so much for the show and tell that you've been posting to Patchwork's Party. Let me pull it up here. And I'm not showing you anything, so don't worry if you're saying, I can't see, I'm not really showing you anything yet. Okay, so I have one here. Oh my goodness, so this is super cute. So Jill Forrest, she made this really cool box, and she used ribbon, and maybe if she's watching, she could let us know if she was using foam, or if she used Timtex, or what she used for her stabilizer. But that is super cute, and she shared, I think, a couple other photos, angles of it from on our Patchwork Party. Then we have Yolanda has been playing with her Tula, and we have two different projects that we have seen from her, and I don't have any comments here. I think these are two different projects, and potentially from a summer sampler, if I remember correctly, and if not, I apologize. But I love how she's using here all the different fabrics, which is super cute, and being able to just blend lines and have them all work together. So thank you so much, Yolanda, for sharing that. Anne has been catching up on her Nebula blocks. So thanks, Anne, for showing how you've been catching up on your Nebula blocks. And Sally has been busy as well. So, great job, Sally. That is our Tula show and tell for today, and I know I had an epic fail in our last video. I guess epic fail might be strong language. And so what we're going to do here is Tammy has a bucket over there, and Tammy, I see that you've pulled a name and held it up. Excellent, thank you. Sally is the winner of our show and tell. You are going to receive a scrap pack as well. So congratulations, Sally. Make sure if you have club show and tell to always put that in the Patchwork Party. If you don't know what Patchwork Party is, that is our store Facebook group. And I love to have as many people join. I think we are just under 400 group members, and wouldn't it be awesome by the end of the month to be at 400? So that is your challenge. And you know what? Okay, here we go. We have another prize opportunity. We will have another month-end drawing for group members after we hit 400 group members. So share with a friend to see if we can hop past that 400 mark. All right, so who's ready to look at some new fabric? I am. All right, let's go look at some fabric. So we have our board here, and I know what a lot of you have been really excited and eager for is this program that we've been talking about that is called Gather No Moss. And I told you we have fabrics in. Dun, 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 dun. Now you can see something. So I'm going to show you the 3 different colorways that we have. So this one is the gemstone. And I don't have the swag bag here to show you. They're all the same, and they're just a really nice cape. And look at these luscious fabrics. So this kit is super ample with fabric. And each of these kits, which is now available on our website, and we do have one held for people who had asked to be put on the list. We will contact you this week into next week, and but feel free to, if you'd wanted to hop on and grab one, you can. It is $189.99. The International Quilt Along, which is going to feature celebrity videos from quilters from around the world, that is going to start on August 4th, okay? So we have plenty of time, but when you get your kit, you'll be getting all of the fabric as well as the full pattern, and you'll also be getting the swag bag. The pattern is really all about simple construction and playing with fabric, okay? So it's not a complicated block, and one of the things that Kate is going to be working with you on and will be pairing fabrics together to really push your color confidence and have no fear. And Gather No Moss is there so that your fabrics do not gather moss sitting in the corner. How cool is that? So, love that name. This is Gemstone. Let's take a peek at the 2 other colorways that we have available. And I'm just going to put this over here. I feel like, I'm sorry that I just don't want to lose something there. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the next colorway. And that is Scarlet. Really beautiful. So Scarlet and Gemstone are very similar. The difference is that Scarlet's sashing is red and Gemstone's sashing is a teal. Okay, so this one here, the sashing is this one. Okay, so this is the sashing on Scarlet, and I'm just going to share the sashing. I'm going to hop back. So the sashing for Gemstone is this, but there's a lot of very similar colors between the two colorways. So we have quite a few kits of each available. We also have all of the fabrics available, individual yardage online, and the kits are available online as well. Unfortunately, the pattern is not available separately. That is something that is exclusive to the kit. And this is Delft. And Delft has had quite the popular response. And I just love that these are all our Cave Classic favorite fabrics here. So you have your button mosaics, and then you have just all the awesome fabrics here. Some Roman glass, beautiful flowers. And even if you weren't all excited about the quilt, which I can't imagine how you wouldn't be, these are really great palettes and really great value for pricing. Tammy, did you have a question?
How big is the quilt?
Thank you so much. Your quilt finishes 77 by 92. And shark teeth is the sashing in cobalt here. So it reminds me of our video last week with our whale shark and our pectoral fins. Teeth. Okay, so this is Delft. Each of the kits, $189.99. They are available online, in store. Heidi has been cutting and prepping them. You are also able to look at the palettes in store. Okay. So this is just part one of the fabric. So let's look at more fabric. But first I have another trivia question for you. And that trivia question is, what is the name of the Free Spirit quilt-along that starts on August 4th? Do, 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 do. Hint, you can buy one of 3 kits available at Patchworks. All right. Lots of fabric coming in. We're just going to start with some great novelty fabrics. We have some fun chocolate-covered strawberries, some great ballerinas, some rainbow stars, 3 different colors of rainbow stars. In the rainbow theme, we have rainbow hearts. We have a few new pieces from the Very Hungry Caterpillar series. So we have the caterpillar on Rainbow Heart. We have this really cool diagonally printed rainbow stripe that is like that painterly color there. Let me move this over here. And then we have this nice flower. I love this flower. Switching gears, we have some Renee Nanaman, and this is traditional but also Halloweeny, and I just love dots, and so this is Hootenanny, and so we have some Hootenanny dots here. These are blenders. You could work them together, separate, work with your favorite rustic Halloween lines. Then we have a few sunflowers here. Sunflowers also beautiful. I hope that there's the sunflower fields. I believe it's in Kenosha. I know that it's just beautiful. So they had that last year, and I know I saw a lot of photos taken there. Then we have this really cool fabric, Day of the Dead. So we have the small skulls. We have the larger tossed skulls. We have black and white. And then we have some tonal. So sometimes you just need skulls. You just need skulls. Those are by Andover. Then, I don't know, have we shown you Spooky or in Sweeter yet? Maybe not. I love this fabric, and even if we have to look at it again. So we got Spooky and Sweeter by Art Gallery Fabrics. Yes, I can just hear you oohing and eyeing. So this is a cute little line here. And you have little spiders, little witch things. Love this print. Nice floral with just a little bit of webbing in there. You have a scenic where you have your little witch and witch's friends in there. And then we have this panel, and the panel has a combination of stuffed toys, and you could have make a bag, so plushie, you could make some plushie. You could make a bag or have just a wall hanging. You could make pillows. And you can also make a banner, because everybody needs at least one Halloween banner. And this one here in the crystal ball, I know that's upside down, but it says, "You are magic." So we have that in store. I've been trying to get most of this online. I don't know if this one is yet, though. I've been really trying to keep up. It's been hard to keep up these days. Lots of good stuff. More Halloween. Midnight Haunt. Some dancing skeletons. Bats. Scary. You can't read this, but I can just imagine that Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven is written in there. I can just imagine. Then we have a Yappy Christmas Advent Calendar. So we have, this is another one of our Advent calendars that we have in this year. Goes together very simply. I know these are not going to last long with these little super cute dogs. And how you make these are that you just do some super easy box pleats and then stitch them right on top. So all the instructions are right there. You just want to make sure that you can get a lining fabric for the back side. And the panel is $8.99. And then you have some great coordinates here. Oh, look at those little super cute dog with presents. And you have tossed dog heads in red and gray. And then we have some other dogs. Then we have Santa Express Advent Calendar. This one is a tiny bit more elaborate to put together, but still really easy. And here, what you do is you make smaller little pouches that you put over. So still a box pleat, just not a full row at a time. Still goes together super, super quick and is really great to be able to put little treats in. And if that would overwhelm you, you could always just quilt the top and then just move a little button from day to day. The coordinates that go along with Santa Express, oh my goodness, we have polar bears and snowflakes. I love these minis. And then we have some little stockings and mittens and hats, and then we have Santa. Look at the little itty bitty Santa. And some snowmen. So that is our Santa Express. Then we have some classic foliage. Nice traditional. Goes with everything here. And we have a really nice selection of our traditional. Is this big enough how I'm showing it to you, or could it be a little bit bigger? We'll see if Tammy says anything, if you need to be zoomed in a little bit more. This here, this is the silver, red, and black from Robert Kaufman Holiday Flourish. We just got in the pre-cuts as well for this. So we have the 10-inch, 5-inch, the strip sets for this. So that's really great fabric. Then we have more Christmas, and that is a holiday botanical from Henry Glass. So there's this great border stripe here that runs the length of the yardage. That could be great for a border, for the 60-degree table runner. And so I didn't want to chop that up into half yards. And we put together a fat stack here, some cute little birds. We have some chickadees, I believe. I'm getting to know my birds. And then we had paired a couple other fabrics along with it, so we added in these two reds just to help round out the fabrics, as well as this green tonal. Because, you know, sometimes you need the boring ones to really liven it up. So we put in some folio here. See? And it just picks up with the lights and darks in there. And then this really nice dot just really rounds it out. Can work with that. And then there is a panel with this line that can work for some nice squares for making a simple quilt. My cute pillows. Colors are the smiles of nature. Lose yourself in nature and find peace. Peace is always in season. Some cardinals there. Beauty is whatever gives you joy. Beauty is a light in the heart. And may joy be in your heart. Good. Thank you. Thank you. So, Tammy, just let me know that you think that the size is good, so I don't need to zoom in. So that's perfect. All right, and then we have another big line that just came in. So this is something that everybody's been waiting for. Ha ha ha. This is Dance in Paris by Zen Chic for Moda. So I'm just gonna bust this open here because it's really amazing. So this should all be online as well. It's beautiful, and if you follow Bridget, I believe she is restarting her Dance in Paris quilt along. I think Nancy had let us know that. So you can get in on all the fun. We have some fat quarter bundles available, as well as yardage, and this is her new spotted, but it has that titch of metallic in there. And there are a lot of fabrics in the line. I don't have it on, maybe I do. I should know. I don't. I can't count that quick. But it's a giant line and very beautiful. So I'm just going to go circle around. We'll just add to the fabrics, add to them. Lots of luscious fabric here. If you have the first Paris line, I forget what it was called, but fabrics go beautifully with that. It also works backwards into her non-metallic spotteds, and I know that Bridget works really hard to have her fabrics complement each other. So that is Dance in Paris, and we are so excited that it is here. Hop on to secure your yardage, give us a call, send us a message, stop in. We are here tomorrow, and which is the 2nd of July. We are going to be closed on the 3rd, on Saturday, for an extended holiday weekend. So we are closed the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and we'll be back on Tuesday the 6th. Okay. Other yardage that came in that I didn't have, that you'll see in person next time, is Holiday Essentials Americana, which is the new Stacy Sue line. And then we got the Tochi and Botanicals pre-cuts today as well. So lots and lots and lots of fabric coming in. A couple new sale bundles I want to share with you. I don't know if I put them online or not. Let me know if you need one. I know we have a few, or maybe just one or two. So this would be something, if you need it, comment below and we can issue you an invoice for that. This is the red and black metallic batik 6-yard bundle, value priced $49.99. Super exciting. Okay, I shouldn't have written in front of me how many are available. I really don't know. So I just know that they are very, very limited. Next up in our sale bundle offerings, we have a Morris, a blue holiday Morris metallic line with a blender. So it's not pure Morris. We added in this one for texture. And this is also value sale priced, 6 yards, $49.99. Amazing pricing here. Woo-wee. Great price. 2 more packs that I have to share with you. And this one here is a Morris Holiday in traditional colors. Take a guess at the price. What do you think? $49.99. Great price. No additional discounts on these sale bundles. And lastly, we have a Starlight. I think this might be Stoff. It is a brilliant blue and gold with a touch of silver, and it's that pearlescent gold in here, so it's that matte metallic. And that matte metallic actually works really well with the matte metallics in here. Just saying. It's kind of cool how that blends together. Okay, so this is the Starlight 6-yard bundle, $49.99. Lots of great values here. We have been adding to our Gotta Have It sale table right now. I know that we haven't been having some giant sales or anything, but we do have a $5.99 clearance table with no minimums in the middle of the store that you can check out, and we've been trying to add to it to keep it nice and full for you. So I want to thank you for joining us today. And before I let you go, I wanted to see if anybody had any questions for anything.
No, I don't have any more.
Okay. So just a reminder, we are going to be closed on Saturday, which is July 3rd, and then we'll be back in store next Tuesday. So make sure to answer your trivia questions and let us know if you have any questions. We look forward to seeing you. We hope that you're enjoying all of the new fabric, which is really, really exciting. So if you were scared a few weeks ago that our shelves were looking a little bare, it's literally because we couldn't get it, okay? So we are getting lots and lots of fabric, which is super exciting. And I can't wait for you to be inspired and make all sorts of amazing new projects. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Have a great night. Happy quilting, and we'll see you soon.